Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ideal Pauline, podcast number 6.
Hell yeah.
Right? If you missed last week's episode of podcast 5, please go and see it. I don't know how we're going to really top that. That was Gabe.
Thanks, bitch.
I just
watched that.
It was a great
So
podcast.
good.
Thank you.
So that's good. But our next guest is Grace. Grace has been a client of ours since February. Right,
Yes.
Grace?
Yes, since February, yep.
And looking at your chart this morning, I was pretty amazed that you started, I think it was, February.
Yeah,
That's when you
February.
said.
Oh, did I say
Yes,
February?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. February 3rd. I think you started
I think
February.
it was, early February, yeah.
And by end of April, you were down 40 pounds. It was 2.5
Was
months.
that? Yeah,
40 pounds.
yep.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
You were an absolute rock star. You
Thank
were
you.
definitely a rule follower.
I was very strict with everything I did, and it paid off.
Absolutely, because when we
Yeah.
phased you, you were actually even losing weight.
I know. I was
Yeah.
so surprised by that. I
Yeah.
came in and I dropped pounds, and I was like, is this supposed to happen? You're like, no, it's okay. Like, it sometimes happens, but that means you followed what you're supposed to do. So.
Yes,
Mhm.
you were amazing. So can you
Yeah.
tell everybody your journey and how you got to Ideal Protein? Why?
Yes. So after getting into law school in 2018, I went right from college into law school, and I definitely didn't work out. I was very stressed. I had classes like throughout the whole day, like 5 times a week. And then I kind of realized a little bit that I might have been gaining slightly. And then once quarantine hit, then I feel like I really packed on the pounds, and I was eating whatever I wanted. I was home a lot. I wasn't walking, like even walking like in the city. Like I feel like I was getting exercise, like from
Right.
the subway, or like going from, I lived in Hoboken at the time, like going from the path to like into the subways. I was always walking like to school. So that was fine. And I was getting my exercise in a little bit. But then once quarantine hit and I was stuck in the house, I realized it's so much more. And I
Cracking
think
open
I was
the bottle of wine,
Yes,
right? The
we were-
perpetual snow
my
day, as
brother
I
and my
called it
sister,
all
we
the
were
time.
all home at the time. I have a twin brother and older sister. We were all home at the time. And my sister would like get some like Amaro, and she would be like, oh, it's happy hour. It's like 4 p.m. And I was like, okay,
Right.
well, it's like a Tuesday at 4 p.m. and I'm drinking. Like this is not heavily, but I would have like a drink here and there. And I think it all just like kind of amounted to me gaining weight a little bit, and I kind of was in denial about it. I remember my mom talking to me, and she was like, "Oh, well, she's been on Ideal Protein before," and she was like, "It's a great program," and I think that maybe it would be smart to like look into it. And I said, "Okay, like I'm not gonna take."
What are you saying,
offense.
Mom?
No, I was like, Mom, what are you saying? I was a little upset. I was like, no, because I was in denial a little bit. I was like, okay, well, because the thing is with my body, and I feel like a lot of other girls can relate to this, I stayed the same size. I fit into all my clothes. I wasn't not fitting into my clothes. Like I stayed the same jean size, the same like top size. I never like didn't fit into my clothes. So I was like, oh, I'm fine.
Right.
But in reality, my clothes were just fitting tighter.
Right.
And it's because my body specifically, I gain weight very proportionally. So I was just like filling out. Like, you know, some people just gain in their stomach, or some
Right.
people like, I have friends that are so lean and like have such lean legs, and they only gain in like their stomach. Like I wasn't like that. I just gained like very proportionally. So
And probably you weren't in that many pairs of jeans over quarantine. It was more like leggings, right?
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Leggings and like just loose fitting tops.
Right.
And so I figured that I should probably just take a little look into Ideal Protein. I know my mom loved it. And so I came in. I remember coming in and writing down the weight that I thought I would be. That's like one of the things you have to write down.
Yeah.
And then actually getting weighed and knowing my weight. I never weighed myself. Like throughout college, throughout high school, I never had an issue with my weight. And I mean, last time I went to the doctor, I was like, okay, I'm maybe like X amount of pounds. And I wrote that down, then I went on the scale, and you were just like, you told me the weight. And I was like, oh my God, like this is not good. Like I definitely need to do something about this, because
Right.
it's probably not healthy. And then, yeah, from there, I think I was like, oh, I'll just lose like 5-10 pounds. Like I don't need to stay on for that long. My mom was like, yeah, just drop a couple pounds, like, and then you'll feel a lot better, and then you'll be fine. And then I ended up actually staying on it. What is this, like the February,
2.5
March.
months. You lost, and it was
Yeah.
2.5 months that you
Yeah.
stayed on phase 1.
Yeah.
And what did you think of phase 1?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The first like 2 weeks were
Not
hard.
easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's
I
a journey,
remember, I think that was the start of actually my midterms in early February.
It was like a double whammy.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I have to study, but like I have such a bad headache. I was
Right.
like reading through like all the pamphlets, and it's like you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a headache, you're gonna feel like you like want to eat a lot. And I was like, how am I going to do this? Like I need to study, I need to focus. I have classes like remotely that I have to like attend like every day.
Yeah.
And I just pushed through it, and I just made sure I was like, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. Just make sure you don't like stray from what you're supposed to do. And it ended up that the first appointment that I had and I saw the amount of weight that I lost, I was like, oh my God, it's working.
Right.
I think that was when I was like, okay, like if it didn't work the first week, I would have been like, oh my God, I have to go do
You've
another
been
week.
like,
But
yeah.
now I'm like, okay, like this is like, it's
That's
gonna
what
work.
hooks you.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
week, half
Yeah.
what, right? Yeah. So that's absolutely, and that whole week, that hard week just goes away.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like reassurance.
It
you know?
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you told me, you were like, okay, well, it's going to be a pattern now. It's like you went through the first week. That was probably tough. The second week might be tough as well. But after that, you're going to keep losing, and it's going to be consistent. And I was like, okay, like consistency is key. Like I want to just keep losing. I don't want to have like the ups and downs. Like I don't want my weight loss journey to be like up and down, up and down, up and down, because then I feel like I would lose motivation.
Right.
Right.
So I think that me sticking to it and then seeing the results every week helped me like come in every week and be like,
Yeah.
it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. So, Gabe and I think we're diet disruptors, and that's what I want to be, because I think everybody has been taught a certain way of how to diet and what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, we're here to tell everybody what you've been taught doesn't work. Ideal Protein works. There's science behind it. So let me ask you, what is one thing you thought you knew about dieting that we kind of blew that myth out of the water? Is there one thing?
So I feel like, well, I've also never dieted before in my life, like before this. And then coming here, I feel like consistency is what blew my mind. I
Right.
thought that maybe like what I've heard about dieting, since I've never actually done it before, was that you would lose and then you would gain back like that or double. But
Right.
then coming here, it's like you lose, if you stick to what you're supposed to stick to, you lose consistently every week.
Right.
Which I think that was like the one thing about dieting that was kind of like debunked for me. It was
Right.
like you lose every week and it's consistent and it keeps going and going and going until you need to maintain.
Right.
So
And not only
Yeah.
did you lose every week, but now you're in phase 2 and you're on macros. Phase 3,
Yeah.
maintenance.
She's maintenance. No,
Yeah.
Grace
Oh,
is
shit.
in maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And she's
everybody.
been holding. You've been holding.
I was off last week. Okay?
no, you're good.
No, absolutely. You've been an absolute rock star, and I think it was important that I had you on, because young women, especially your age, you guys are out drinking, and I know you had
Yeah.
parties and birthdays,
Oh
and
my God, yeah.
and you really and
Summer.
you got through it, and
Yep.
I think that they don't think they can do it. So what do you say to those people?
So I think my first meeting with you, I told you my best friend's at the time it was my roommate. My best friend, it's her birthday. It's her 25th birthday.
If I said anything rude about your best friend, you don't have to say it. I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
it's
no,
not
no.
your, it's not your birthday. It's her birthday.
No. You were just like, okay, well, I was like, should I start it after that? Because I want to have a drink. Like it's my best friend's birthday. It's gonna be
Right.
at our apartment. Like I want to have a drink or two. And you were just like, start it now. Like you'll be thanking me later. Like when summer comes around, like you need to start now. Like if you're like, let's just not push it off any longer. Like you're here now. Let's just do it. And I
Right.
was like, okay. So I remember going back to my apartment and talking to my friend, and I was just like, yeah, I can't drink on your birthday. And she was like, oh my God, like I can't believe that. And I was like, you don't understand it now. She's like, you can't have a little drink. And like during the party too, it's like everyone was like, just have a little bit, have a little bit.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
just
Peer
I
like,
know.
pressure.
yes.
My friends are the same way.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better when you get older either.
Oh, fuck.
No, I'm serious. I think people because they want to drink and have a good time, and maybe they feel like, well, you're doing something about your weight, so why
Yeah.
aren't I?
Yeah.
It's easier, right? To
Facts.
Exactly.
what's the word?
That's what
Meet
it was
them,
like last
join
summer
them.
for me.
Yeah.
Not
Like
drinking.
hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
But we have two 20-something, and you both did it, to your credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think after?
I was
Were you-
happy that because I mean, I think coming in, you're weighed. So it's like you're held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And if I came in and then I saw like that my weight went up, I would have been like discouraged a little bit. So I feel like me abstaining from drinking and not drinking that day was worth it, because then I saw the payoff like a couple days later.
Right.
So I think it was worth it. It was hard, but after I was just like, guys, like, relax. Like, I'm not going to drink tonight. Like, stop pressuring me. Then everyone laid off a little bit. But
Right.
yeah, I thought it was worth it. I think that honestly sticking to the program was what helped me lose weight in such a short period of time. Because if I didn't do that, then I feel like I probably would still be on like phase 1 right now.
Not only that, I think the young women, when you guys come in, I love it because you're taught how to do it and do it correctly and keep muscle mass on, which is key. You know, that's why you hear people lose 20 pounds and gain back 30, because they really tank their metabolism. And you don't do that with Ideal Protein, as you can see with these two young people. So I like it because you've learned, you know.
Yeah.
And as you get older, if you put weight on, you know how to take it off.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're going to believe me and not think I'm the crazy lady who's telling you not to drink. Like, what, is she kidding me?
And she's still kind of
No.
crazy.
Yeah, it's still kind of crazy.
You might be crazy, but I like it because it helped me.
No, you've been phenomenal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grace is one of our faves.
Yeah. And it's great, you know, watching you come in every week, and it just was so consistent, and to see you so happy and, you know, kind of meet your goals. That's one of my favorite parts about my job here, is watching people cross the finish line, you know,
Oh,
and
the
get there,
transformation
and the
and get there,
transformation,
yeah.
not only physically, but I mean, you just feel so much better in so many different aspects, you know?
And, you know, people say to me all the time, and maybe you can tell me how you feel, I have to live my life. Like, I just want to live my life. And my answer to them is, it's a short period of time, and then you can go live your life. Because are you really living your life when you're that unhappy?
Right.
You're really not,
Yeah.
right? And you kind of put things into perspective. I mean, 2.5 months, and you're at goal.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
look back, how quickly did that go?
It went by so fast, and especially, honestly, I feel like I need to bring this up. I feel like if quarantine didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. Because, one, I mean, I probably wouldn't have gained as much weight, but also I wouldn't be able to follow the program as well, because cooking your own food, it's like, what if we were like, I had to go to school every day, I'd
Right, you
probably
wouldn't have had
struggle
time.
more.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like this is like the time when people are now still probably going to be remote and
At
not
least through
going
the
in as
summer,
much. Like, this is
right.
the time when people should be coming in
Right.
and doing this, because they can cook their own food, they can be able to follow the program like exactly the way it should be followed.
Right. I think there were two
Yeah.
types of people during quarantine, like people that took the time to focus on themselves and better themselves, or people that kind of spiraled a little bit. And
Right.
it's okay to spiral. I mean,
Right.
we all do. We all go through it. It was a really difficult time. But I agree, you know, a lot of my friends are still working remotely, and I've been in the office throughout quarantine. My job's never stopped. But you have a few more months to kind of get on the bandwagon. So if you have a
Right.
goal, know that you can meet it. And now is actually, like you said, a phenomenal time to do
yeah.
it. Because you're working from home, you're not commuting in and out of the city, you're to and from class, to and from work, you know?
You can't wear stretchy pants to the office.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely, I say that
Yeah.
all the time.
I wore leggings to school like a lot, so that
leggings.
probably
Really.
put you in denial a little bit.
Yeah, bad barometer of if you're gaining weight or not.
Yeah.
Leggings, because you just don't know.
Right.
You don't know. So the day you have to put your clothes back on to go to the office,
Yeah.
you know, you either invest in a new wardrobe or invest in yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And 40 pounds down in 2.5 months is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty investing in yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And rearranging your priorities.
Yeah.
No, you two young people are phenomenal, and you're showing young people that it can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, you were going through law school.
Yeah, there was so much going on, and I feel like people think like, okay, like after X passes or Y passes,
There's
then
always
I'll
something.
do. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
right.
There's gonna be some
people always push
obstacle.
that shit off.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like they don't want to like confront what's in front of them at
Right.
that moment,
Right.
and they put it off and like kind of schedule it in like TBD, but
Right.
the TBD never happens.
Right. Right. Right.
So I feel like if I can do it through law school and through quarantine, and I know a lot of other people have other things going on, I feel like now is the time, like you should come in and you should be able to confront what you want to get done.
Right.
Yeah.
And once you get it off your chest, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Once you confronting it's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Just making the phone call to the office is the hardest part, right? And
Yeah.
making the appointment. Once you do that,
It's
Nothing.
it's check.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people get on the scale and they do cry.
Yeah.
And I say to them, but you're here, you're doing something. So forget that. Let's just go forward.
Right.
Right.
And after the first week, they're fine.
Right.
They
Yeah.
really are fine.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff in life you cannot control. Let's face it. This you can control.
Mm-hmm.
You have the control, and get on and just do what you need to do. And by the time you look up, you're at goal.
Right.
Right.
Time's going to pass no matter what.
Yeah. That's
Right?
true.
It's going to pass no matter
The
what.
clock keeps ticking.
Yes. I remember when my mom was like, you should check out Ideal Protein because I've been on it before. And I said, oh, I don't need to go on that. Like, I've never had an issue with my weight before. And I never thought that I would need like a program to help me lose if I did want to lose.
Right.
And then she kind of just opened me up to the reality, like, you need structure. Because I've never dieted before. I don't know how to diet.
Mhm.
I don't know how to diet correctly. You don't want to diet incorrectly because
Right.
then that can set you up for failure later
Right.
on in like the years to come.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like if I'm going to do this and I want to do it properly and I want to do it correctly with guidance and with people that know what they're talking about.
Right.
So I don't want to just look online and be like, okay, like eat this amount of calories and this amount of like carbs and then you'll be fine.
Right,
Like, 'cause
right, right.
I'm scared, like, what will my body look like? Like, am I going to like malnourish myself? Like,
Right.
I was scared about that. So I was like, I might as well just, even not dieting before, like, I need to go to someone that knows what they're doing. I need structure because otherwise I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like I knew like I would need to be held accountable. Like I don't think I ever missed, I think I missed like 1 week, but that was when I thought I was like quarantining because I thought I had COVID.
Right.
But other than that, I literally came
No,
in
you're a
every
rock star.
single week.
Rock
Yeah.
star.
But I looked forward to coming in every week. It wasn't like, oh my God, I have to come in. It was like, I want to come in.
Right.
I want to see that like I did my due diligence throughout the week.
Uh-huh.
And I know that what I see on the scale is something I'm going to like be happy with.
Right.
So I wanted to come in every week. So it was something to look forward to. It wasn't something to like dread. You know?
You just gave away my secret because a lot of people say to me, how do you know I wasn't on? Or because you're playing around with your appointments. When you're
they're
on,
rescheduling and stuff.
when you're on, you can't wait to come in and step on the scale.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
you were absolute a rock star. What is your mom saying now?
Well, now she's like, I don't want you to lose any more weight. And I'm
My
just
mom
like,
says the same thing.
no, she's like,
Oh my
you're
God.
good.
Mothers.
She's like, she goes, you're done. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I am done because now I'm in maintenance. So
Right.
I haven't been losing and I haven't been gaining.
You're maintaining.
I'm maintaining. So I am done. But
Yeah.
she's just like, I don't know. She's trying to like smack it into me that I'm finished. And
No,
I'm like,
I
yeah,
know.
I am. Like, I'm fine. Like she's just like, I don't know. I think she's just astonished by like how much I lost
Right.
in the short period of time. So that's why she's like, don't lose any more. But I think she's just like shocked.
And you've
Yeah.
been maintaining and you're living your life.
Yes.
I know you're
yeah.
studying for the bar, so that's stressful.
Yeah.
We
I've
wish
gone
you all the
out.
best on that.
Thank you.
And you've gone out, you've been,
Yeah.
doing normal 25-year-old stuff.
Right. I've
You-
had bagels and pizza and doing, but as long as I know that what I'm eating, I'm going to have to account for like later on in the week, like just eating clean for the rest of the week. And then
It's all about prep and plan.
yes.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
choices.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah, and making those choices,
Yeah.
your poor choices,
Your ideal choices.
your ideal,
The good
fair,
choices.
or poor.
Yeah.
And when you make it poor, is it worth it? And you talk to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. But, you can live your life. That's the most important thing.
Yes. And
know?
at first I thought maybe like in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I can't drink for like X amount of months or like however long it would take me to get to phase 3. And then I ended up just having fun. Like I didn't not go to things. That's the
Right.
thing. It's like I still lived my life. Like I didn't like say, oh, like I don't feel well or I didn't go to things. I literally went to everything. Like when my friends were having parties, I went. When like my law school friends were having parties, I went. It was just, I just didn't drink and I just wanted to socialize with people. And that's like, you just need to know that you can still do whatever you need to do. You can still go out, you can still like have fun, but as long as you just stick to the program, then you're fine. You don't need to.
And then you realize what people look like after they've been drinking, and you're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. The bloat's
The
real.
bloat, but even how
The
they act, right?
embarrassment?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh my
Stumbling.
God. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a klutz when I'm drunk. I always fall. So,
but it's true.
It's true, yeah.
You know, and people, I say that to people all the time when they say, oh, I'm going to be at a party, I don't know what to do. And I say to them, but look, if you were a vegetarian and you went to a party and all they had was sausage, burgers, chicken, you wouldn't eat.
right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just your life at that time.
Right.
Right.
That you can't indulge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one should pressure you or like
Oh,
make,
the peer pressure's awful.
I know. But no one should make you feel obligated to like break and then
Mhm.
drink or eat something that you shouldn't be eating.
Right.
So I feel like if you just stay strong, it works out.
Yeah.
But it's always the
Absolutely.
first couple times that are the worst. Because
Yeah,
you're like, oh my
for
god,
sure.
maybe I could just have like a bite or two of pizza.
Right,
Because
right,
I want
right.
it. Also, I want it, and also people want me to have it. So I'm like, let me just have a bite. But then I'm just like, no.
But then that's not even worth it. Like,
Right.
what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
And you need
To
the whole
kick you out.
slice if you're gonna have pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Or people say, oh, I had a sip. What's the point? And then
Right.
they look at me like, yeah, what was the point?
Right.
Did that make you feel better?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's a mindset.
It is.
It's a definite mindset. But I will say that once you're seeing that way coming off every single week, you're hooked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, then you don't.
100%.
Then you really don't care what people say, or you're on a mission.
Yes.
You know, but it does
100p.
does take a couple weeks. What's that?
I said 100p.
100p.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You've done phenomenal.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming and joining us.
Oh my god, this is so fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the podcast, we try newer products. I mean, this one's been around, but
For
we're going
about
to
a
try
year,
the baked peanut butter. Have you ever had this
I've
one?
had this one. It's so good.
Yeah. She's phenom.
As I hit the microphone.
Thank you.
This is what it looks like, everybody, on the
Yeah.
inside.
See?
Cheers.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a candy bar.
Yeah.
Me
That's
and Gabe just put the
phenomenal.
whole thing in.
No, literally.
We're just
That's
like,
phenomenal.
You know the rules. One bite.
yeah.
You know the rules. We're going to have to start doing that. I guess I lost.
Oh my god, good.
So good,
It's
right?
so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Tastes like a Snickers or something.
It does. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Peace
we'll
out,
talk
bitches.
soon.
See you soon.
Thank you for having me.